So yeah, we basically have two services: email marketing, which we started a ways back, and then we added about 6 years ago our insights service, which is the behavioral remarketing. So I'll kind of start with that. So I'm going to jump over to, so what our email behavioral remarketing or insight services is, it's the way we track customers when they come to sites, and we track their behavior. So, and we do, we set up workflows on the customer's account to track the events that the customer does. So first thing we need to do is we need to capture a customer's email address. And we do that, the first way we do that is using it with a screen popper ad. So we have a service called Screen Popper that comes with our insights service. So customers can create, or we create an ad for the customer that shows up on their desktop or on their mobile device. And I'll just give you an example of what one of our customers does here. So an ad like this, you guys seen these pop-up ads, I know. Most people, yep, some don't like them, but they are necessary. They are a great way to collect email addresses. And for our service, we need to collect the email address to tag the customer's browser so that we can recognize that customer when they come back. So that's how we track customers, is we capture an email address. It doesn't necessarily have to be from the Screen Popper ad. If a customer or a subscriber is on the site and they make a purchase, we capture all the purchase events so we can capture and start tracking the customer that way as well. If there's a form on the customer site and they fill it out and complete their email address in there, we capture them, we can track the customer that way as well. So once we have the customer tracked and tagged, then we can get them into workflows. So I'll go back into the Ryzeo account here. And so we have a tab here called Insights. And on this tab, we have workflows. Now, this particular customer has a lot more than our standard. Our standard workflows would be the welcome series, which ties to the Screen Popper ad. So customer signs up on the Screen Popper ad, we send them a welcome email. Thanks for signing up. If there's an offer involved in that Screen Popper ad, then say, here's your coupon code, use your coupon code, checkout, and so forth. So that's welcome series is tied to Screen Popper. And then the other standard workflows are cart series. So customer puts something in their cart. We track that, and after, typical time frame is after 30 minutes. If they don't make a purchase, then we send a cart abandonment type email. The next level workflow we have is a product abandonment. And that's where if a customer is browsing the site and they look at particular products, but they don't put something in their cart, then we have a specific email for that. It's called a product email. We send them a product email. That typically is about an hour after the customer looks at the product. If they don't make a purchase, we send them a product abandonment email. We also have a category. So if a customer is looking at a category of pages, same thing. If they don't look at a product, they don't put something in their cart, then we send a category type email. This customer doesn't have them. We also can have the capability to do search, where if a customer has a search engine on their website and they search for a product and they get a result, then we send them an email with the results of their search. And then there's other types of workflows you can do that they're not standard, but we certainly can handle. Post-purchase is a common one. Post-purchase, so since we capture every purchase record that comes in, we get a purchase record. We can then send them a follow-up email where, let's say you want to ask the customer to do a review on the product, or they want to promote something else that came with that product. They can create that type of email. And then we can also do other types of workflows like a form abandonment. If the customer abandons a form on the website, we can create a workflow for that as well. So that's how our system is designed, and that is the main functionality of these workflows, is to send emails to customers to get them to come back to the site to follow up and make a purchase. Let's take a look. I could just show you, if you care, I can show you what the example of what the workflows looks like. The system was designed to have where the customer can create these workflows, but we found out that they tend to not do it. So we created a whole system where we have an implementation and we do it all for them. So if a customer signs up, we're going to do this implementation. We're going to create the workflows. We create all the emails. We just ask the customer to give us content, and then we create the emails based off of the content they provide us. So this is an example of what a product workflow looks like. So product view is the event, right? So the customer looks at a product. We wait an hour. We then say, okay, let's send an email. We do a check for a purchase, because if a purchase is made, we do not send an email. And if the customer is in the middle of the workflow, so after they get this first email, we wait a day. Again, we check for a purchase, and then after day 2, they get a second email. And then we wait 5 days, check for a purchase, and then send a third and final email. So that's the standard way the workflows work. We usually send 3 emails per workflow. Once a customer is in a workflow, they cannot get into another workflow. So the most the customer is going to get 3 emails in like a 8-day period, just for the workflow they're in. Yeah, so that's, yeah, and like I said, and the customer, if you mentioned the content, yeah, so we just have the customer fill out what's called a content form. And we have templated emails, right? So that we start with, but if they want to change the way the emails look, for example, I'll just go to our create send tab here, and I'll jump into the email marketing too. So we have emails and we have insights templates. So customer, for example, let's take a look at this. This is a win-back email, this particular customer has completely customized it. So they send us they like to send it use graphics. So this whole thing's like a graphic, which is really cool, except for these parts. But this part whole here is just a graphic, and we can link to wherever they want us to link to. And so this particular email is completely customized, right? It's very different from what our standard email looks like. So customer, if they want to do that, they just provide us the content. We create the emails for them, no problem.
Okay.
All right, jumping back to I should probably show some reporting. So we do have obviously reporting, and then I go to workflows. We can set a time range. So this customer's dead last, let's say 3 months or so. Set time range. So orders, we capture all the orders they have. So that's nothing actually ours. So that's just straight orders that we've received from the purchase confirmation record for each month. Performance report. This shows the breakdown of what the recipients that we're tracking during that time frame, the click rate of the emails, and then what customers care about is the conversion dollar amounts, and then the conversion rate. It becomes a numbers game, really. I mean, so because they have a lot of traffic, we track a lot of customers. If we track a lot of customers, then we're going to try to get them a 5% return on the conversion rate. But they're doing much better than that. They're getting 10, 12, 14%. And then this conversion report shows how each of the different workflows are doing. All right, so you know where those conversions are coming from, which workflow. And then we have a total at the bottom. And then the email report, this tells us how the emails themselves are doing. So we basically just like to look at this top row here. So during this time frame, we interacted with 23,946 unique customers. They had an amazing 16% conversion rate during that period. And a conversion for us, what we count as a conversion is a customer they have to get into a workflow. They receive an email, and they have to at least open the email. So they have to look at the email for it to count. And then they have to follow up and make a purchase within 30 days of looking at the email. So we track that. If they look at the email, they make a purchase within 30 days. We count that as a conversion in our report. Delivery rate for most customers is always 99% or better, because these are one-off emails that are going out. So the ISPs are not going to, the Yahoo and Gmail, and they're not going to block these emails, because we always get really good open rates on these emails. They're particularly high. We try to get 45% open rate, but most of our customers do well over that. Like this customer, their average open rate is 72%. Click rate, 24%. That's really, really good as well. We try to get the customer to get 12 to 15% click rate. And then unsubscribes, it's typically 1% or less on unsubscribes. So if that gets like over 3%, then we know we have a problem with the emails, or the customer we have an issue with the customers or subscribers that are signing up. But this is almost always at 1% or less. So yeah, this particular customer is doing very well. These emails work very well for them. Okay, so that's kind of how the insight service works. So if you guys want to, we have also our email marketing service, and I can show you that. So this customer, again, they create all their emails on the email marketing side. We have a couple services. We can create the emails for them and send out the emails, but most of our customers, once they get through and they do it themselves, they create the emails and then they send out the email themselves. So we have a very cool drag and drop editor. I'll just show you what this looks like here real quick for this particular email. Again, this customer is very savvy. They do, they create and generate great logos, and you can see so this is a GIF file, and they create very cool emails. And so the editor, I mean, you can bring in and add images, and then we can do all sorts of things with the image here. This is all one image. But you can link the image to where you want it to go. So in the site, so it's linked to somewhere you want it to go. All the sections, like the sections, can be customized with font and also the style of the font that you want. We have all these widget displays as far as padding, so you can move the sections up or down based on that. We have individual mobile settings that you can do for mobile devices. All the emails that are created are automatically, if I go to workflow here, are generated as mobile friendly. So we have a tab here for mobile. So all the emails that get generated through our editor are going to automatically be